Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is having a consciously love-filled and present morning, and that this finds you coming to this moment and realizing that this holy moment right now is where God is. I was thinking about this in relation to my video from yesterday as far as the place where the two circles touch being the infinity symbol. And I had read this in another book as well. I can't remember which one, but it was basically talking about how that the now, maybe it was A Course of Love, but that the now is the only place where we intersect with God. Like it is that holy intersection of spirit and matter, of the spirit love that animates matter. Like where that is happening is right now. So the more that we're connecting to right now, to the place where the two intersect, like to that portal that we are between spirit and matter, like our awareness merging with this body and with this physical world and bringing it to life, being aware of that, it's happening right now. That's when it's happening. That's where we intersect with God consciousness, with the I am, that present I am. And, that's a good thing that we can just keep coming back to. And I haven't read much Mary Baker Eddy, the mother of Christian Science, but I heard Marianne Williamson talking about how Christian Science is very, very similar to A Course in Miracles. Mary Baker Eddy just took it to like a whole nother level that was, a little more extreme. But if you're to that level, it's like, yeah, you don't need anything outside of you ever to heal including to heal yourself. So she took it to that sort of medical, not needing medical help outside yourself intensity. And so I think she gets a bad rap in some ways, but I just turned to a random page of her book. I think it's called A Course in Divinity. And the whole page was dedicated to like affirmations and checking in with and saying as often as possible, I am. And just really similar to the I am discourses, like things like coming in and saying that affirmation, coming into that consciousness of I am the only presence acting in this. Like I am the love that animates this situation, or just I am. And I was like, wow, cool, Christian Science. Okay. So I think Mary Baker Eddy was a bit of a like metaphysical genius. So I definitely want to read more of her. But I just wanted to share that. And then continuing with this theme of now, I'm staying at my friend's house and I found The Power of Now by our good friend Eckhart. And I just wanted to share a passage from this book, The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment. I'm sure a lot of you have read it, and yeah, you gotta love Eckhart Tolle. So this is from page 154. Love is a state of being. Your love is not outside. It is deep within you. You can never lose it, and it cannot leave you. It is not dependent on some other body, some external form. In the stillness of your presence, you can feel formless. You can feel your own formless and timeless reality as the unmanifested life that animates your physical form. You can then feel the same life deep within every other human and every other creature. You look beyond the veil of form and separation. This is the realization of oneness. This is love. What is God? The eternal one life underneath all the forms of life. What is love? To feel the presence of that one life deep within yourself and within all creatures. To be it. Therefore, all love is the love of God. So on that note, I just wanted to talk a little bit about vulnerability and how I think that comes into the practice of living as love. And something I was thinking about on my drive here was just like, you cannot do anything or not do anything to make you unworthy of love. No matter what you do, no matter what you do. I got cut off there. No matter what you do, you are worthy of love. No matter what you do or don't do, you are worthy of love because you are love. That's your true identity. Like what Eckhart Tolle is talking about here. We are the love that animates these forms. That's what we really are. So nothing that we do or don't do can take that away from us. That is what we are, and that is what everything is. Everything is love. So when it comes to vulnerability, this idea, I think a lot of our fear of vulnerability or just fear stems from this place of, well, if I do this, I won't be loved. And it's a very subconscious thing, but we hide certain parts of ourselves from each other, and we don't permit all parts of ourselves to be loved. And literally, no matter what happens here in this world, it can't be anything but love. Love, capital L, being synonymous with light, being synonymous with energy, being synonymous with God. It is spirit that animates this world, and God is love. So that comes into just accepting everything about ourselves, accepting everything about every situation, and just sending it love. Like that is what we have to give in every moment, is our love. Consciously saying, I am the love that animates this situation. I am love. I am the love I give right now to this situation. It's a vibration. It's an intention. It's energetic, and it's real. It is a huge part. It's the foundation of what makes this physical world. So it's not that, there's no action going on in the physical world as well. It's just this conscious intention, no matter what comes into your awareness. I love this. I love this. I send love to this because this is either love or a call for love, but it's all love. Like love is what's creating this. And a lot of times it is for us to grow. It is for us to not get caught up and just react in something that makes us want to close, but just choose to stay open and give our love to that situation and accept it as it is. And if it is, then it is worthy of love. Everything that is worthy of love, and you are always worthy of love, no matter what. It's the truth of your identity. It's the truth of who you are. And so when it comes to vulnerability, I feel like being able to show this to each other is accepting each other for every single part of ourselves. So including the things that we would think that we need to keep hidden. But as long as we keep things hidden, we can't receive the love that those situations are looking to have infused into them. So, just the things that we hide about ourselves. I think, a one that's coming up a lot for me right now is sexuality. And it's really, I think there are a lot of deep implications in that we can't show our bodies to each other. When it comes to sexual expression, it's like, what is the underlying message we're getting that it's shameful to show our bodies, like our true bodies, just our physical bodies? Like, this is who we are. It's not who we are because we are spirit, but this is who we are here. This is the expression that we have chosen to animate. And when we have this feeling like we can't show certain parts of ourselves to each other, you know, we're not letting our full expression of self in this physical world receive love. Like, how could there be something profane about our own bodies? And what message does that send to us about our own bodies? And so I feel like the big conversation for me, or what I want to talk about sexuality, and I do want to start talking about things like sexuality, because the big question is, how do we live our spiritual values while we're here on this earth? Because we're here right now. And so it's not like spirituality is something like over here. It's, how does my spirituality show up in my sexuality? How does my spirituality show up in my, you know, just every expression of myself? What, you know, all paths lead to the same destination too. So it's like, how is my spirituality showing up in like what books I prefer to read in this whole experience, and just being able to openly express every aspect of how our spirit is experiencing this life, and being able to share that with each other. Like, honestly, I felt really vulnerable starting these videos about sharing like how spiritual I am, like, to put it simply. And of course, that's, you know, that's my ego, like, still fighting back about things, but still, like, it's a very vulnerable act, you know, because people can disagree with you. But as long as I feel like I'm going to be judged, as long as I'm closing to that, the energy that I'm sending out to other people is that you're like, that I'm going to judge you, that anyone deserves to be judged, or as A Course in Miracles would say, that anyone deserves to be guilty. No one is ever so guilty of anything that they are not still love and still deserve love. And even though that sounds obvious, I feel like it's a bit radical, because when you really break it down, that is the subconscious subliminal message that's underneath fear. Like, if I have fear about sharing my views on like spirituality, sexuality, culture, expression, you know, love, living love, how to live love, my journey with that, and how we're all on that journey together, and let's come together in that consciously. But if I feel fear around that, like, the underlying message is actually, if I share this, if I share the love that I have to give in this way openly, you know, what if I'm judged? What if I'm not worthy of love? What if it somehow makes me less worthy of love? Anything that we're afraid of, I feel like that's, you know, somewhere underlying that's what's going on in the underlying cause of fear, is being afraid of not being loved, not having access to love, having love taken away. And, you know, as Eckhart Tolle is talking about, love is what we are. Love is what we are, and so it's always what we have to give. If it's what we are, it's what we have, it's what we always have to give to every given moment. And, you know, just whatever that looks like, because love, if that's your intention, it will find ways to manifest itself. That's what the world is. That's what love is doing, you know, finding ways to manifest itself based on our vibrations and expressions and messages that we're sending out. So I just want to remind you that no matter what, you are love. And this moment right now is the love you are, intersecting with everything that is before you in your awareness. This is what you're bringing to light right now with your love in any given moment. Like, that's what your awareness is. Because you are one with that light that shines on all things. You are that light that shines on all things. It's like being a ray of the sun. And, you know, whatever we're aware of is what we're enlightening at that moment. And it's all just looking for that resonance of love. And that is what we are, and that's what we have to give, and that's what we have to receive, and just continuing to come back to that, and believing that whatever part we share of ourselves shed light on. is worthy of love. Treating ourselves like that in every moment so that we can treat others like that. Like, no matter what you tell me or show me about yourself, I am still going to believe you're worthy of love. Because no matter what I tell you or show you about myself, I am love, and I am the love I'm worthy of. So when we begin to be vulnerable with ourselves, showing the truth of ourselves, expressing the truth of our consciousness, of our awareness of being, of our experience here, from a loving intention and from a fully open intention of that's what we have to give. Like, also another way to say what we have to give is like, when we share our experience from a place of love, we're expressing love to others. When we consciously are sharing our experiences from the perspective of love, the specifics emanate love. Like, and that's why all of our stories are one story when told from that true intention of love is everyone's story. Like, everyone can find themselves in that story. And when we're vulnerable with each other, and that's the intention we're giving, like, we give others permission to be vulnerable with us. And that we're gonna love whatever part of them comes up and whatever they share. And I realize, like, this idea that I'm talking about right now is vulnerable. You know, like, everyone wants to come up with exceptions. And as long as we come up with exceptions, we're not living truth. We're not seeing truth. And I'm not saying that I'm perfectly there. I'm just saying, like, that is eventually enlightenment. Like, seeing everything in the light of love, every moment, coming to the now and understanding what is, just what is right now. In every aspect of your awareness and your experience, emotional, physical, mental, sensory. This is love. I am love. And whatever comes before me is love. And that's what I'm going to give to the world, that this message in every moment, through my relationship with others, through my relationship with myself, through my relationship with everything in my awareness, my habit, my practice is going to become that I am giving love consciously to every moment and every situation. I'm open to what comes so that I can give the love that I have to give. And whenever we're open to love, we have endless energy. Like, this is true on an electromagnetic standpoint. You know, when we focus more on love, when we focus more on these higher vibrations, we literally open ourselves to more energy, and we can become electromagnetically more energy than matter. We don't ever have to run out of energy. That's just a story that we tell. So the more we believe that every part of us, the whole of who I am is deserving of love, the more that's the message, as A Course in Miracles would say, that's the message we teach. But that's the message we live, so that's the message we share. And we can give that to others, and we can receive that from others. And that includes everything in our awareness, not just people, but, like, you know, this is all one living being. Like, the earth too is one living being, so everything that's on it is also part of one living being, is part of this same love. You know, everything in the universe, but our experience right now physically is here on earth. And it's just so sacred. Like, and I do want to start tying nature into this as well. Look what love gives. Like, the earth just grows things out of it, like, including our physical bodies. You know, these physical bodies came from the earth. They're made of the same elements as nature. Like, look what love gives. Love gave us this body. We are the love that chose this body. And we know, like, when we leave, our bodies remain. So, like, I am not this body, but I am one with this body. I am fused with this body. And this body is something that grew out of elements of the earth the same way that a tree does. Like, it's just thinking of that expression of like, my body, the same way as a tree or a flower, is a perfect expression of love being in this physical world on earth, as part of earth, as one with earth, as an organism, a cell of earth. And it's very sacred. And so that's what the earth does. You know, it gives. And we are a physical body just like the earth, and that's what we're here to do. And I just believe that if we keep coming back to this consciousness, we will always be provided for, and abundantly so. Abundantly so. When we give, we receive. And it's not like some dramatic change that you make on the outside. It's just in every moment having that consciousness in little ways, in conscious ways, living from the heart, living as love. And when we do that, we give others permission to do that, and everyone starts being taken care of, because that's what love does. It provides, it gives, it expresses, it connects. And so just as every part of a tree is perfectly that tree, and you wouldn't think, wow, well, that tree would be more beautiful if, would be more worthy of love if, we treat each other the same. Like, we are just perfectly what we are. And when we have this consciousness, this perpetual shared consciousness of that, the world begins to reflect that. This physical world is a reflection of our energetic intention. And that means of all things, but for us it seems that we have free will of the intention that we bring to every moment and every action. And that is so powerful. So what happens when we begin to use our free will for love? To think and live and vibrate from and share and receive and be open to love. It's a word, but we all know it's a feeling. And if we meditate on that word, if we come back to the anchor of that word, just love, I am love. No matter what happens, I am love. No matter what happens on the outside, I choose to stay open, that the vibration that I give to the world in every given moment is love. I choose to stay open, and I choose to give love, because love is what I really am. So love is truly all I have to give. And what that looks like moment to moment, that story is sacred. And we share that with each other. We share that with each other, and we accept each other, and we give each other love. We give each other love. Each moment fully accepted and loved exactly as it is. In each expression of life, fully accepted and loved exactly as it is, just giving love and receiving love. I love you guys. I hope that you took some inspiration from this. I hope that this is a love revolution, and that as we're all playing the roles that we play in this life, we're just consciously playing them more and more as love, consciously bringing the intention of love to every beautiful action of every beautiful role that we're here playing. We are all worthy of love, no matter what we do. We can't make wrong decisions or actions, no matter what, that will make us unworthy of love and forgiveness. Everything that happens is love expressing itself, and is either obviously love or a call for love. Let us live like this together. Let us live as love. I love you guys. Can't wait to hear your thoughts, and I'll talk to you soon.